Hey guys, welcome back to Travel Check-ins with Saidah
and Germaine.
So today we're going to be talking about, has the luster worn off of us living in Kenya? So Germaine, when we moved to Kenya, everything was fresh and exciting. We was wide open, as most people who come to Kenya are. They just wide open when they get here, right?
You should be.
But what I want to know is, now that we've been living here long term, I want to know kind of like how you feel about it. So let's start with you sharing, what is it that initially drew you to Kenya?
Number one, man, be honest with you. Besides, the Lord talking to us and all that, the weather is outstanding. For me, it's still, even when it rains, I'm good. I like the rain has purpose here, so that's the main thing, really. The food and stuff I discovered later about how fresh it is and that kind of thing, but it's really the weather, man. When you could go outside and you can have shorts on or you can have like pants on, it's kind of the same. So yeah, that's the main thing.
So like, what are some of the like cultural things that have been hard to adjust to over here? Or even not even cultural, maybe just even societal things.
Like sometimes like customer service, like people have a different way of doing things. Like if they don't have an answer, they might disappear for a second or something like that.
And by a second, you mean?
Like forever until you come back.
Until you disappear?
Yeah, so.
Or they come up with a solution, which we don't know.
Yeah. That's probably really been the hardest thing. Like for overall, we had boots on the ground here, right? So it made it a little easier to maneuver around.
Yeah, because when we were concerned about that, we was like, why? And then it was just explained to us the why. Right. So that was helpful, right? Mm-hmm. So how has your faith journey evolved since you've been living here in Kenya?
It kind of helps you refocus on what's good, what's important in life, and that's not just me, but making sure others are doing well, making sure God's plan is moving forward. My part of it. That's it, really, man. It helps you kind of focus and helps you kind of slow down, settle down a little bit.
So I remember you said when we moved here that you were not completely sold on being here, and that you were like, hey, it might not work out and we'll leave. Yeah. So what specific things have reaffirmed your decision for us to actually live here in Kenya?
Man, it's just experiences and life quality. First of all, we don't work like dogs here, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, the stuff we do is mostly on the computer. We do a little stuff on YouTube. I know some people think we're millionaires on YouTube, but now YouTube ain't like that. At least not right for us. Broke it.
Bougie broke.
That's really it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, like, what are some of the I guess spiritual and faith related positive things that have come into your life as a result of living here?
Like going out to Leperu and all that kind of stuff, being part of baptism, seeing people become Christians, give their life to Christ. And I'm not just in that by itself, but you need to see some works and some fruit, seeing the communities get better, the women be safer, the men taking care of their women. They always take care of the children. I mean, they always took care of the women, but how they knew how to. But now I guess you could say like loving their wives, that kind of thing. And so those kind of things are gratifying and satisfying.
Yeah. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Once we get to 10,000 followers, we also 10,000 subscribers, we are going to be doing an ancestry test to see what tribe we are a part of and where we're actually from in Africa.
I don't know where you from, your people from, but
I'm from Kenya.
Everybody says hallelujah.
For who, me?
That's what they said for you.
We're gonna see. So Germaine, how has it been maintaining friendships in the US, and has that like impacted your decision to either stay or to go back to the U.S.?
Well, I answer the last question. No, it didn't impact it at all. But I will say this: like, it's been a little tough. Like, I got some people I should speak to all the time. Like I said, man, I haven't spoken to them in like a month or so. I mean, but the thing is, I said we all grown, right? So we either gonna make time or we not. So no, that doesn't really affect how I move. But you know, it's good having friends in your corner, man, especially people you've known for a long time. So yeah, so you do think about it, it's like, man, I forgot to call so and so today. But then you can't if you forget too long, because they 7 hours behind.
They in bed by the time you remember about calling them.
Yeah, I want to do it like 11 o'clock in the morning, but then it's 3 o'clock in the morning for them. So yeah, that kind of thing I'm still adjusting to.
It's true. It's true. So have you had any disappointments here? Because like just in our everyday experiences, we've talked to people who have moved here, who have experienced some disappointments with traveling abroad and living in Nairobi. Have you had any disappointments that have turned into maybe learning experiences for you?
This is what is going to be the biggest learning experience anybody has, especially coming to Kenya. People think you coming to Kenya and it's dirt cheap. Kenya is not cheap whatsoever. Not if you want the typical American standards. Now, if you're going to jump on the Kenyan bandwagon and go for it, man, I'm all for you. But if you're used to a certain thing like air conditioning and that kind of thing, bring out the pocketbook. Because I'm not going to lie, that was the biggest lie that was told before we came here. I was like, so I think like we had a video say we getting robbed for $2,000 a month. I think people like, what? Now, everybody we talk to, especially who come in this apartment, right? They're like, you know what? I see why you pay it. Because in the States, like me and one of our friends talking the other day, he was over here. It's $5,000 easily.
Yep.
Right? So that kind of thing, you can get a deal, but still, it ain't no 500 or no 200, no 300.
And even going the Airbnb route, I'm hearing a lot of people who are just not happy with the Airbnb accommodations.
Right.
Like I'm just going to say it's a lot of catfishing over here when it comes to Airbnbs and when it comes to also food. And what I mean by that is like you can order a meal from a store and you see the picture clear as day. But when that food arrives to you, you don't know. It could be something totally different.
Yeah, they have a few guys.
Man, we ordered dinner the other day. I ordered a carrot cake. The picture had the cream cheese frosting on it, nice and thick. It had the cream cheese frosting in between the layers. When that carrot cake arrived here, was a brown piece of cake, looked like some banana bread. I was so mad because my mouth was ready for the cream cheese frosting. So. So to me, the cost, like there are things that are cheaper here, like the food and stuff is cheaper, but your housing, like people say, accommodations are pretty steep here.
Yeah, they are a little steep. Like, no, I'm not talking to the Kenyans because they're used to a certain kind of lifestyle.
Right, we are talking
some of them, and some of them live out there in Kenya, got that guap, that money now. Yeah, but like the average American, you gonna come here like. Yeah, most of them we speak to, they're like, nah, it ain't as cheap as people said it was. Right. That's the biggest adjustment. So, oh, you still got to grind here a little bit.
Right.
But once you get over your housing, everything else is cool. Like I said, travel's cheap, Uber's cheap, food's cheap. Eating out is food. Those things are cheap. The day-to-day stuff are cheap, right? But your actual housing, if you want anything close to your like Western accommodations, you're gonna have to bring out the pocketbook at the very least $1,000. Now you sign, even people I know sign a lease, it's still around that 1,000 mark, and people were quoting us $1,500. So.
And the people I'm talking to about like long-term rentals, they've rented Airbnbs. It's in that $1,200, $1,400, $1,500, 18. Yeah, but like the kind of like entry where you feel like, okay, this is not America, but it's nice. I like this apartment. You talking $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500. But the biggest thing I'm hearing as far as like feedback on the Airbnbs is the size of the accommodations. They're really narrow.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. From what I hear, right, Europe is actually that way too. Like they got the hotels and some
Thailand.
of the B&B, yeah, all that stuff is narrow. So you got to know that stuff when you come over. Now they do have bigger spaces, but bigger spaces mean
Bigger money.
Yeah.
And so so there you have it on that. So, and I also wanted to say, Nairobi can be expensive, but if you get Mzungu'd,
Well, let me tell you, if you get Mzunga right on the regular, that's on you. Cause if you watch any of our videos, we always say have boots on the ground. Now, if you don't have boots on the ground when you get here, you better get some.
Yeah.
Because like you don't know if you don't know any price, you don't know anybody. How do you know how much stuff is supposed to cost and you go somewhere?
because it's not like the States, it's not like
Always lit.
the price is there
Yeah.
everywhere. Like when you're looking for a place or you're buying food, whatever, the prices are not always there. There's
Right.
no sticker prices, no place for you to go. So you have to know people to ask.
Yeah, like at apartments, right? There's a lot of times some are individual owners, and you could go to the same apartment complex. Somebody could be paying $200-300 more than the other.
Yeah.
So, but you just got to know, or like even the kings will tell you, your friends are robbing you, right? And if they're not your friends, they probably will rob you.
So just be careful. And then also, if you want to hop on a call with us or you want to be part of our network so that when you get to Kenya, you can know some people, we have a link in our description, and we will try to remember to put a link in the first pinned comment.
If not, you better know somebody.
Yes, absolutely. So I guess the biggest question, Germaine, is has the luster worn off? Like, do you still, is Kenya still your spot, or has it worn off?
I would say this, right? When you first come somewhere, you're in the honeymoon phase. Oh, it's lovely. The people are lovely. Everything is lovely, right? But when it becomes home, like the house is not so shiny anymore. But if it's your home, it's your home, right? So I said the biggest thing attracted me to here was what? Do you remember?
The weather.
Weather's still the same, right? So all these other little things I'm discovering, this could be a negative. It doesn't change or impact like how I move. Because I already knew coming in I needed boots on the ground. I was talking to people. So some of the pitfalls I avoided. And I'm not going to lie. To a certain extent, we live kind of American lifestyle over here.
We do.
I'm not going to lie.
No
We kind
shame.
of do. But we're amongst the people too. Like we don't just stay over here in Westlands now. We get gone now. So, but we find a good balance. That we can do. Like when you're away from home, you need to know what your balance is.
Yes,
I know
you
people
do.
might tell you, hey, you need to do this, do it. No, you got to know what's going to make you happy.
Right.
Or you're going to get right back on that plane.
Right,
and
you're
go
going to find
across the
yourself
Atlantic.
depressed,
Nah,
stressed,
I'm good.
anxious,
Right.
lack of peace, losing sleep, irritable,
You gotta do
because
like you
you're
do
trying to
home.
live somewhere that's not a good fit for you, just so people could say, oh, you living amongst the people. No, you better live where it's the right fit for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for those of you who have relocated to Nairobi or to another country, let us know. So where you're living, has the luster worn off, or do you still love the place that you're living in? Do you have anything else for the people, Germaine?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, guys. Well, make sure you like this video. Anything else you want them to do?
I think subscribe, right?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this video, and drop any questions or comments you have down in the comment section below. And guys, we have a meetup coming up. We posted a link about the meetup on the post for our community. So if you're interested in getting details on that as that comes together, make sure you sign up for the wait list. All right, guys, we catch you in the next video. Bye.